Welcome to episode 27 of Storefront Strategies. In last week's episode, I shared the highlights and lessons from Box Brand's soft opening. The biggest takeaway was the importance of listening to customers and adapting based on their needs. As I headed into week 2, I was eager to build on these insights and see how new changes like the explanation t-shirts in the windows would shape our progress. Little did I know that this week would bring a game-changing realisation about Box Brand's identity, one that would shift how I approach almost every aspect of the business. This was a true aha moment. While chatting with another business owner, it hit me that I'd been trying to think like a clothing brand. I'd been considering decisions like designing swing tags, planning a Winter 24 collection, and focusing heavily on t-shirts and hoodies. But the truth is, Box Brand isn't a clothing brand. It's a hub for personalisation and customisation. That realisation changed everything. If I don't understand the identity of Box Brand, how can I expect my audience to? Without clarity, my messaging, marketing, and decision-making will be inconsistent, and customers will struggle to understand what we're all about. Clarity in business identity is critical. It ensures that every choice, from stock presentation to branding, aligns with the core purpose of the business. For Box Brand, this clarity led to some immediate changes. I shifted our focus to showcasing blank stock with inspiring examples of what can be achieved, and also made our Elgin range more prominent. I also decided to expand the types of products we offer rather than just focusing on more designs. Week 2 also marked a significant milestone for Box Brand, the installation of our new signage. Seeing the explanation t-shirts in the window alongside the fresh branding on the windows and on the till counter was transformative. For the first time, people could stand back, take it all in, and immediately understand who we are and what we do. It's a huge step in creating a clear, cohesive identity that resonates with our customers. This episode dives into the impact of that realisation, the changes it inspired, and how clarity and identity is shaping Box Brand's journey. By the end, I'll hope you'll see why understanding your business's core identity is essential and why embracing those aha moments can lead to game-changing growth. Sometimes, the most transformative insights come from the simplest conversations. This week, while chatting with Sharon from Smardug, a local clothing brand also located in the St Giles Centre, I had what can only be described as a light bulb moment. We've been getting along well, having some great discussions about businesses and the challenges of retail. During one of our chats, I casually mentioned that Box Brand isn't a clothing brand, but is focused on personalisation and customisation, and then it hit me, like I was hearing my own words for the very first time. It was an immediate and profound understanding. Even though I'd been saying for weeks that Box Brand is all about personalisation, I realised I hadn't fully embraced what that meant. Up until that moment, I'd still been thinking like a clothing brand. My focus was on creating the finishing touches typical of that kind of business. Swing tags, hem labels, even brainstorming seasonal collections like a Winter 24 line. But these weren't relevant for Box Brand. They didn't align with our identity or our purpose. And more importantly, they weren't what our customers needed. This realisation brought clarity. I wasn't running a clothing brand, and trying to act like one was a distraction. Box Brand is a customisation hub. Our purpose is to enable customers to create products that reflect their personal style and needs. It's a completely different mindset, and one that I needed to fully commit to if I wanted my business to thrive. This moment also reminded me of a powerful metaphor. It's hard to read the label when you're inside the bottle. In business, as in life, we often get so close to what we're doing that we lose perspective. We're immersed in the day-to-day details, unable to see the bigger picture. This can happen to anyone at any stage of a business. Sometimes it takes an outside perspective, a reality check, to help us see clearly. Business startups are often compared to ugly babies. The person running the business sees it as beautiful and full of potential, but others might see the flaws or opportunities for improvement that the founder just can't. This doesn't mean the idea is bad, it just means it needs refining. Without that perspective, it's easy to go off course. Even being just 1 degree off in your focus can, over time, lead to major problems or even failure. History is full of examples of businesses that got it wrong, from Blockbuster Video failing to adapt to digital streaming, or Kodak's reluctance to embrace digital photography. These cautionary tales remind us how vital it is to stay aligned with our core purpose. This realisation completely shifted my perspective. Box Brand isn't about seasonal collections or branded tags. It's about enabling creativity and customisation. Once I embraced this, everything started to fall into place. I rethought our product range, focusing on expanding what we offer rather than creating more designs. Now, in addition to t-shirts and hoodies, we're offering tote bags, baby clothes, plushy toys and aprons. These items give customers even more opportunities to personalise products that fit their needs. I also invested in a label printer, which allows us to create custom stickers for products. These look professional, align with our focus on customisation, and cost far less than swing tags. This change alone reinforced the idea that our identity isn't about traditional retail branding, it's about the customer's ability to make something uniquely theirs. Initially, I felt a little foolish. How could I have been saying we're all about personalisation, but not fully understanding it? It was humbling, but once I got over myself, I felt energised. This wasn't just a small shift, it was a turning point. I started planning how to adjust the shop to reflect this new understanding. It was like taking a step forward after realising that I'd been spinning in circles. This insight has not only helped me refocus, but also reminded me of the importance of giving myself time to process. In the busy rush of opening the shop, I hadn't had the mental bandwidth to step back and think critically about these things. But this moment of clarity, however delayed, has set us on the right path. After the big realisation that Box Brand is not a clothing brand, but a hub for customisation, I knew changes needed to happen, starting with how the shop itself communicates this identity. Translating this insight into action meant rethinking everything from product displays to branding, and even expanding the range of customizable products that we offer. By focusing on clarity and customer experience, I've begun to create a space that truly reflects Box Brand's purpose. One of the first and most visible changes was how we present stock in the shop. Previously, much of the space was taken up by pre-printed items left over from events. While these products served a purpose, they didn't communicate our core message of personalisation and customisation. Now, blank items take centre stage, making it clear that our primary offering is customisation. We've reorganised the shop's units to focus on specific product categories. One stand now features premium hoodies and t-shirts. Another showcases standard hoodies and baby wear. And a third is dedicated to tote bags, shoppers and aprons. Pre-printed items which once dominated the space are now packaged neatly on shelves, taking up far less room. This shift has not only freed up valuable display space, but also helped customers immediately understand what we're about when they walk in. The design ideas and customised t-shirts displayed in the window and around the top of the shelves complement this focus. providing inspiration while directly connecting to the stock below. This simple yet intentional setup has improved the shop's flow and made the space more inviting and intuitive for customers. Another major adjustment was in our branding approach. Before, I was considering swing tags and other traditional retail touches that might work for a clothing brand, but didn't really align with Box Brand's identity. This shift in perspective led me to invest in a label printer, which has proven to be a game changer. These simple labels carry all the essential information: our business name, the product type, size, and price. They're versatile enough to be used on hangers, packaging, or directly on the product itself. The labels also enhance the customer experience by making everything clearer and more cohesive. Whether it's a pre-printed item on the shelves or a custom product being packed for a customer, the labels tie everything together. They've streamlined operations, reduced costs compared to swing tags, and helped reinforce our focus on customisation rather than the traditional retail branding. With the shop now emphasising customisation, the types of product we offer has also evolved. Rather than focusing on creating more designs, I've chosen to expand the range of customisable items. This shift is directly tied to listening to customer needs and being flexible enough to respond. For example, I recently added aprons to our product line after a customer came in specifically looking for one. It's a small addition, but it reflects the kind of responsiveness that sets Box Brand apart. Other new items include baby vests, plushie toys, tote bags, and shoppers, all items that lend themselves well to personalisation and align with the varied interests of our customers. The insight about Box Brand's identity also helped me rethink how to handle leftover stock from events. These pre-printed items are now positioned as accents rather than focal points, neatly packaged and displayed in their own section. This change not only improved the shop's flow, but also clarified the role of these products within the broader context of our offerings. The impact of these changes has been almost immediate. Customers now have a clearer understanding of what Box Brand is all about. Where there was once confusion, there's now curiosity and engagement. Instead of asking what the shop is, people are asking about the possibilities for their designs. It's a sign that the changes are working and that the shop's layout and focus are successfully communicating our identity. One standout example is the dandelion hoodie on a mannequin in a window. It's part of our Elgin range, which I haven't had time to develop further yet, but the attention it's getting, people even stopping to take pictures, shows the potential for these locally themed products as an accent to our core offering. For now, though, the focus remains on refining the shop and serving customers during this busy lead up to Christmas. The changes made this week reflect a deeper understanding of what Box Brand is and the experience we're creating for customers. By focusing on blank stock, simplifying branding with labels, and expanding the product range, we're aligning every aspect of the business with our purpose. It's a work in progress, but each adjustment brings us closer to a shop that not only meets customer needs, but also communicates our identity with clarity and confidence. Establishing a strong identity for Box Brand has been a gradual process, but one of the biggest steps forward came with the addition of bold new signage and branding. These visual elements, combined with our overall cohesion as a business, are helping to make Box Brand feel professional, permanent, and approachable. Key factors in building trust with our community and customers. The two large windows at the front of the shop are now adorned with bold banners featuring the Box Brand logo. The design is simple, black and white, clean, and eye-catching. Each banner runs across the top of the window, ensuring that anyone passing by knows exactly which shop they're looking at. Inside, the till counter echoes the same branding in a square design, tying the external and internal elements together. These changes feel like a step up from working at a market stall or pop-up event. Whether you're outside the shop or standing inside, it's immediately clear which business you're interacting with. It's not just about aesthetics. This branding conveys a sense of professionalism and commitment. It tells customers, we're here, we've made an effort, and we plan to stay. Even small touches like the black aprons we wear with the Box brand logo add to this cohesive professional image. While no customers have commented directly on the new signage, we've noticed the impact. People walking past the shop often talk about the branding, and it's clear they're taking notice. However, one question still pops up frequently. Are you a pop-up shop? Technically, the answer is yes. We're on a 3-month lease as part of an experiment, but I make the point of explaining to customers that if things go well, we'll be here longer. The effort we've put into branding and setup reflects that intention. Customers want to know that we're invested in the community, that we're not just here today and gone tomorrow. I believe this sense of permanence and professionalism will encourage them to see Box brand as a trusted part of Elgin. This experience has reinforced the importance of having a clear and cohesive identity, not just for customers, but for us as a team. When everything from the signage to the aprons ties together, it's easier to communicate what Box brand stands for. It's about more than just appearances. It's about creating a foundation that guides all aspects of the business, from product offerings to customer interactions. Listening to customers remains central to our approach. We're constantly adapting and pivoting based on their feedback and needs. This flexibility is crucial. Businesses that refuse to change risk stagnation, or worse, failure. As I've learned, it's better to pivot 100 times and succeed than to stubbornly stick to the original plan that leads to bankruptcy. Looking ahead, the clarity we've gained about Box brand's identity will inform every decision that we make, whether it's expanding our product range, refining our layout, or deepening our connection with the Elgin community. We now have a strong foundation to build on. Solidifying this identity is an ongoing process, but these early steps are already making a significant difference. Week 2 at Box brand has been a week of clarity, action, and measurable progress. The realisation about our true identity has reshaped how we approach everything from stock displays to branding, and it's already paying off. This week's takings came to £309, more than 3 times what we made in week 1. It's a modest number, but a clear indication that the changes we've made are resonating with customers and helping us move in the right direction. The biggest lesson I've learnt this week is that clarity and identity starts with me, the business owner. If I don't fully understand what Box brand is and what it stands for, how can I expect anyone else to? Customers won't be able to connect with a business whose purpose is unclear, and without that connection, even the best products won't sell. This insight has been a humbling reminder of the responsibility I have to communicate Box brand's identity clearly and consistently. It's not just about logos and displays, it's about creating a cohesive experience that makes sense to customers from the moment they see the shop. Realizations like the one I had this week are part of the entrepreneurial journey. Building a business isn't about getting everything perfect from the start. It's about learning, adapting, and refining as you go. This process is essential for growth, and while it can sometimes feel overwhelming, it's also incredibly rewarding. For me, the key has been staying open to change, whether it's rethinking our product focus, tweaking the shop layout, or pivoting based on feedback. Every adjustment brings us closer to building the successful, community-centred business that Box brand is meant to be. Now, what about your business? Are you crystal clear on its identity? I encourage you to take a step back and evaluate what your business stands for, how you communicate that to your customers, and whether there are opportunities to refine your approach. Share your thoughts in our Facebook group, Grow Your Brick-and-Mortar Business Success, and let's keep this conversation going. And I'm excited to say that you can now join the waitlist for my upcoming book, Leading with Heart, launching next May. It's packed with insights and lessons from the journey of building a business with authenticity, Details are in the show notes.